So I guess now that I've gotten my introduction out of the way, I can show you guys, or start out with the basics for any amateur to start working. Amateur, or however you say it, you can say it both ways. But the basics on what you need to know, where to start out, and what is worth, the time and money and effort. Definitely say if you are an amateur and you don't have a gym membership and you don't have money for all the equipment, this thing right here hanging off my door frame, it's always there every single day. I mean, I'll move it to the floor to do push-ups, but as a push-up pull-up bar, it is like hands down one of the best products I've ever owned as far as fitness goes. And it was pretty cheap as well. But what you do is you want to start out at home. If you're too afraid to go into the gym, you start with body weight exercises, and those are very easy to do. Once you build an endurance to do them, there's always like some way to moderate. There's always some way that you can make it easier for yourself before you get like wrapped up in like, oh, I can only do 5 push-ups, so I'm just gonna stop. Like, no, if you do 5 push-ups, get on your knees and do girl push-ups and do 5 more, and that's the way that you build. Like, you don't build by just like not ever doing more than 5 ever, because that's not how you build your endurance. The same thing with pull-ups. If you can't even pull yourself up, those things are only ever as tall as your doorway, which aren't that tall. So if you need to, do 1 pull-up and then just go back down and sit on the floor and rest, you can do that. I mean, you're still doing more than just 1. If you can't even do 1, I suggest getting a kitchen table chair, or any kind of chair of any kind, and rest your feet on it. So say that I'm on the thing itself and the pull-up bar is above me. You rest your feet on the back of it like this, and you'll, pull up. Obviously, you can't exactly see the motion right now because I don't feel like dragging that chair over there to do it. But anyway, you leave your feet on the chair and you pull up with your upper body, and it's a little bit easier, not by much. If you don't have that much physical strength, I would suggest doing push-ups, because there's no chance you're going to hurt yourself doing a push-up at all. With push-ups, there are more than just one way to do them. There's actually literally an infinite amount, I'm sure, as far as like where you hold your arms. Like this is a standard push-up. People say that bowing your elbows out is wrong, but actually that's a different form of push-up. So it's standard, outward, diamond is the hardest, but most people don't know to separate your legs when you're doing diamond, so you're not like gonna fall over from losing your balance. What are the other basics of push-ups? What I do with that bar is I will do 5 with my nipples above the bar, and then I'll do 5 with my nipples below. So you're building your upper and lower in 2 different directions. So you're just like, you're building up there and down here. I also have these from Walmart. They're Gold's Gym. Gold's Gym equipment is always excellent. And these are also push-up assist bars. I do some like this, where they're angled in a certain way, and you come down, and then you push back up, and change it to this way, and it's a different push-up. You can stagger, or I don't know if that's staggering, what that is. Hold them like this, push up like that. It's going to work your chest in a different way, kind of like that booby bump does, whatever it's called. The shake weight. There's an infinite amount of like push-ups that you can learn to do. You can also do dips on those. Those would be very tiny dips, like off the ground. You're doing a dip on your push-up assist bar like this. And you could honestly do dips like this as well in a chair, because it's working. And what else? Outside of that, you can do any infinite amount of abs on the floor. So you don't necessarily need to start out at a gym. Like, don't start spending money on a gym if you've never worked out before, because you're going to get tired and frustrated, and you're going to cancel your membership immediately, and that's not going to do you any good. Also, it's not all about just working out. There's like a relationship between health, nutrition, and fitness. It is not just one or the other. You literally have to, make sure that these are all connected, that you're doing all of these. Your diet is the biggest thing to building abs. Outside of cardio, you have to mix the two. Diet will be 90% of where your abs come from. If you're eating a lean, clean diet, then you're going to look lean and mean. Look at that. Anyway, but yeah, you have to get all your proteins in. Obviously, poultry, fish, and beef, I guess. Turkey, turkey's poultry. Just get in your main proteins, and I guess egg is a part of poultry as well. But you have to have high protein, everything. You have to make sure that you don't have carbs, you're not getting too much sodium. Sodium is actually the one thing people don't realize. They're like, why do I carry so much water weight? So water weight, the explanation behind water weight is your body thinks that you're going to get dehydrated from the amount of sodium that you're consuming. It feels like your body's drying up. And so in order to do that, your body's going to start retaining whatever water you drink. So if you consume like so much sodium, your body's going to be like, well, I'm going to retain this water because I'm afraid I'm going to die because this asshole is like putting too much in my body. And I don't know. Like, it's the same thing a camel does with their hump in the desert. It's to conserve water. And that's how water weight comes about. People think it comes from drinking water, which that doesn't make any sense. Water is good for you. So you should always drink fuck tons of water. Like, lots of water. All day long. Every day. I drink water for every one of my meals. I drink water at work. The only thing outside of water that I drink, unfortunately, I drink pre-workout shakes and energy drinks at work if I'm like sluggish throughout the day. But you can get Monster Ultra is a brand of a sub-brand of Monster. It is ultra. It's got zero everything. It's still not good for you because it's still an energy drink, but it's better than having sugar and carbs and calories and all that shit. So that is what I drink. I try to do as much research on certain items the most that I can, but I'm a human being. I'm not gonna limit myself in every single aspect of my life. So diet. Drink water. Don't drink anything else. Anything else is toxic, to be honest, unless it's like herbal tea or something. Let's see. Body weight workouts. You can do burpees, which will fucking kill you. Jump lunges, which is where I don't want to show you. You just jump, and you jump on your knee and jump on your foot, and it's a jump lunge. You'll be in the form of a lunge. If you don't know what a lunge is, then just research all this, look it up on the internet. That's what Google is known for and great for. I get a lot of questions about people asking simple how do you do this, that, and the other? I'm like, you literally can ask Google, and Google will tell you. I don't. That's where I got my information from to begin with. Is another rule of thumb is if you want to be motivated consistently, follow people on Instagram and YouTube and other social media that you aspire to look like, or you aspire to, sorry, my computer light went out, and now I look ratchet without lighting. But just follow people that you aspire to look like or be like, and start taking tips from them. And then eventually you get in the know of yourself, you know how to do it yourself, and you become, healthy and happy, and one happy family. I'm trying to coin my own catchphrases, and it's not working well. But, yeah, that is the first intro video for amateurs. If you don't want to pay a gym membership, work out at home, and you can do that. You don't have to buy P90X if you don't want to. P90X is really cheap, and it really does get you in great shape. I've never actually completed the cycle myself because I can't commit to anything. But the workouts that I do kill me, and good God Almighty, if you ever try Insanity, that shit I almost threw up. Like, I could not finish Insanity. Insanity's awful, but it will get you jacked. But yeah, you don't need any of the at-home products. You don't even need the pull-up machine bar. You can just do push-ups, and I don't know if you can do pull-ups by yourself, like without that. So maybe you do need that for pull-ups, but that's about it. Like, you can do push-ups on the ground, you can do sit-ups on the ground. And that's the way I started when I was a kid. I just started, like, I would be in my bedroom. I didn't get a gym membership until, like, late in high school. I would work out at high school, so I had a free gym. I signed up for, like, my electives were weight training 1 through 4, body sculpting, and the whole 9. So I worked out in high school. I worked out as a kid. So, I mean, I've been doing it all of my life, off and on, and I would have better results if I was committed the entire time, but I, at one point or another, got really lazy and gained a whole bunch of weight, but then I became a success story and lost all that weight, so now I'm just, like, back down to, like, what do I need to do now? Like, so I'm just going to keep building muscle and looking like a fitness model, looking like one, not actually being one. I would like to one day become a personal trainer, but in order to do that, I have to go and get myself educated. I am still pretty ignorant on a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff that I'm probably telling you that may be disproven by somebody else. The thing about fitness and working out is it's not an exact science. You can find out something later on down the road that you thought was the truth, and you find out, oh my God, this is terrible for you. And like, you always see those men's health articles like 5 foods that you've been eating that you've had no idea are actually terrible for you. So it's always going to be evolving. Like, fitness information is always changing, always evolving. The only thing that you know that's going to work for sure without being too much of a drastic change is eating healthy and working out correctly. If you don't have correct form in your push-up, like, you lock your core, you lock your back, and you push up and extend all the way out. Like, you don't just stop, like, here and just keep going. Like, you have to extend all the way to where you're, like, working your traps and your shoulders and your triceps, biceps, and chest. That's what you're working out in your push-up. You can also, by locking your abs in your core, you're also tightening that as well. So push-ups will work a lot, and pull-ups work even just as much, if not more, like a lot more. So just start with those two. Start with those two things. Bodyweight pull-ups. Once you get more advanced and you get in the gym, you can start doing inverted, I guess they're lat pull-ups? No. Anyway, it's like a 45-degree angle. You put like a bar in one of the God, I don't know the name of these. You put a bar in the cage or the rack, and you pull up from the ground, and it really works on your back. That could also help build up to your pull-ups, because if you can't pull up, you can just always do that on the floor. You're inverted, you're pulling up, and you're letting down. So those are the tips that I have for amateurs right now. But as my information and knowledge grows, I will be able to display some of that to you guys. Not display. I can't think right now. My mind is fucking mush. Bye.